because we have a special guest in our studio right now, sitting right next to me on my right, the one and only Jay Huff, the former University of Virginia star who is now starring in the backup role as a center for the Memphis Grizzlies. Jay Huff, we appreciate you being here, buddy. Coming straight from practice, right?
Yeah, luckily you guys are spaced apart a little bit. I might smell kind of bad after practice,
well,
so hopefully it's not terrible.
We kind of try to keep it like a locker room feel
Yeah.
here. It's all good. We're all trying to make sure that everything is cool. Everybody's comfortable. You comfortable there in your seat?
I'm great. I've been adjusting it, playing around with the height settings.
I know, yeah, because you come in here. What are you exactly? 7'1" or 7 even? Or
I say 7'2" because I wear shoes.
Okay.
So like roughly 7'2", but like if you look on the official listing, I think it says 7'1". Whatever. People round up all the time. People say like
it's a rounding issue.
Yeah, it's a rounding issue.
Yeah.
Like I think it's like 7'1.5". Nobody wants to say all that.
Well, I got to tell you, my wife's favorite player because she likes the way you can stand out there and pop that thing from beyond the arc, and then also the fact that you're very, very fluid in the way that you move around the court and you know the game. You're really situated for the new offense that the Grizzlies have brought in. How was it for you just getting acclimated to that coming into a new team?
The offense was actually really easy once you learn the system. It's super simple, and I try to not complicate my game and the game in general. Luckily, like Johnny Carpenter, one of the new coaches that they brought in, he and I were at UVA when we did something similar for at least a little bit at the time. So I kind of already had a head start on the offensive stuff, but it's easy, and it's like, I don't want to say easy, but it's a simple offense, and I think that helps. I think you can overcomplicate things sometimes when you play basketball.
Well, you don't want to keep it complicated. You want to keep it simple.
Exactly.
It's the KISS theory, right?
Exactly.
Keep it simple, stupid.
Exactly.
And that's what we like to see here. And everybody's got questions. Let's start with DeMichael. I know you got a question for Big J.
For sure. I always have a question for him. But just in particular with this Grizzlies team, why has this been such a good fit for you at this point of your career? Because you've been a couple places before here, but you're sticking here right now.
Yeah.
Why with the Grizzlies?
I think, like we were just talking about, a lot of it's the system. This is not something that I've seen other teams do, and I think it fits me really well. At the same time, I think everything about the guys on the team have all been just great, super welcoming. And it's just been a very different experience. Like the whole staff, everybody just is really tight. They've taken care of me. They've taken care of my wife. It's been a really easy fit. And on top of that, and this is something like the longer I've been here, the more I've thought this. Like Memphis is in some ways similar to my hometown, just way bigger. Durham, North Carolina. It's kind of similar. A lot of history there. Little different pockets you can find. But I think that helps me because I really love that. I think the other places I've lived have been awesome, but this has been a very comfortable, easy fit, which I've appreciated. So.
Jay, before I get to my question, walk us through everywhere you've been, all your NBA stops.
So
take your shoes and socks off to count them up here now.
So it's gonna honestly. Buckle up because it's been a lot of traveling.
I know.
So started on an Exhibit 10 with Washington. Played summer league with them, Exhibit 10 contract through the preseason. After preseason ends, I signed a two-way with LA, the Lakers. On that for about half the year, maybe less, and then just stick with their G League team for the rest of the year. The next year, Exhibit 10 with the Lakers, stay on with their G League team after the preseason. Just keeping track. All-Star break hits. I had gone off to do something with Team USA. Come back, practice, I think, twice, and I, in the middle of a practice, get a call that the Wizards want to sign me to a two-way. So back to Washington. Had to leave that night, which is crazy.
So you stopped practice?
No, I didn't stop practice. I continued practice, but then afterwards, Coach announced it. Everybody was super happy for me, which was awesome. That South Bay team was just so great. I still miss those guys. We keep in touch a lot. Had to fly out that night to join their G League team, I think in Vegas, and then eventually, after a week, I think worked my way back to DC, which again was comfortable because I knew all the people there from the previous year. Right. So I just walked back in. I'm like, hey guys. He's back, I guess. Finish out the season there. Thought I was gonna stick for another year, at least on a two-way. Didn't end up happening. Get on with Houston for summer league. play 2 games with them, and end up signing a 2-way with Denver. End up in Denver, where their G League team is in Grand Rapids, so kind of living in both places. Spent the whole year there. Then Summer League with Orlando the following summer. After Summer League with Orlando, signed the 2-way with the Grizzlies.
Wow.
That's something I think most people remembrances of Jay Huff was in Summer League when you played against the Grizzlies.
Yeah.
And you actually were out there beyond the arc popping some threes and had a couple of blocks down low. And I said, well, this dude's kind of a problem here. And little did we know that we'd end up seeing Jay Huff right here in Memphis.
Yeah, and she might be mad at me for saying this, but one of our player development guys, Yvonne, his wife, who's good friends with my wife, told me over dinner when we were in Phoenix that she saw me playing. That was her first time seeing me play, and she thought that I was some 40-year-old guy trying to get back in the league. And I was like, ouch. That one hurt a little bit, but I've been getting that a little bit more. Like, did you used to play basketball? That hurts.
Well, look at him
It's the
now.
beard.
See,
I think it's the beard.
I'm
It's the
hoping
beard.
it's
it's the beard. But look, you know,
It's the
check the
beard.
do out, man. He got it faded up real good
Well,
there, and trying to
It's
get.
my second haircut since being in Memphis, so everybody was saying, "Oh my gosh, are you doing something different?" No, it's just been a long time.
Yeah. So what have you done off the court here in Memphis? Have you had a chance to get around and see a few things?
Yeah, so we've gone to the pyramid a couple times just to check it out. We've been there before, just to say we've been. Trying to find a church. We've been able to find a couple that we've enjoyed going to, which has been great. The people there have been awesome, and we actually know way more people than we thought we did in Memphis. Just meeting up with old friends. One of the people that lives here, shout out to Philip, is one of my dad's old players. So my dad's a high school coach. He used to coach him at a different school than I went to. I was basically his water boy in elementary school, like 5th grade probably. So I used to go to all their games, and that's really fun now, getting to come back and see him, with his family, everything like that. So that's been great. And then, finding new restaurants, stuff like that. A lot of good restaurants.
We'll get you fat here. You're kind of lean.
I'm working on it.
We got some places here that'll put some, get some of that good
Love
pig
to
feet
hear
and
it.
some
Love
hog maw, and some collard greens.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Give them a little soul food. Good for the soul.
Jay, before we get you out of here, man, and again, we thank you for your time.
Yeah,
right?
of
You're
course.
literally just coming off the practice court, man,
Yeah.
and I know how demanding it is. You got to get over to a day of service event as well, too, pretty soon. So when you look at, kind of how this team has gone through this season, your energy off the bench, your three-point shooting, your dunking, just your nature in the locker room has been infectious, man. And I'm saying that because I get to see it every day. DeMichael sees it every day.
Especially the reverse dunking.
Yes.
Yeah.
What is it about your game? And Jarvis kind of alluded to this.
Yeah.
What is it about your game that fits what they're doing right now, as well as it's ever happened in your career?
So I think, the way that we're moving on the court, like you stay spaced, but there's also times where you have to cut for dunks. So it's really the two things that I do is shoot threes and dunk the ball. I don't really do much in between.
Yeah. Likewise.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, except one part, the dunk part.
Except the dunk and the threes.
He's a hawk
Right.
beyond the arc.
Yeah.
That dunk business, I don't know.
No,
You
but
laugh. Yeah, no, like he actually believed you dunked the ball. Maybe you did. I don't know. He's a great. He was a great. He was known as a great player. At
It's not
Grambling.
about me. It's not about me. It's about Jay. It's
He
about
got a
Jay.
deflector.
Yeah.
I never know if people can dunk. Honestly, I've seen people that are way smaller than me that can dunk. So
Well, you got one on your team
Yeah,
that can really
yeah.
do it
Seriously.
if he chooses to. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, whenever he says he's not dunking anymore, then he goes and does the coolest dunk ever. Like, you're a liar. I've looked him right in the face after a timeout. I'm just like, come on, man.
Yeah, but do you guys feel like you're just starting to scratch the surface now that you're seeing
Yeah.
some guys almost on the way back? You finally might be getting close to full health, and then what's the next step for this team?
It is crazy. Like, we haven't even been fully healthy this year. We've had Gigi out. Vince has been, for the most part, out. He's had a couple games where he played well. But then, unfortunately, he got hurt again. We're missing a lot of guys, and it's been in and out. Right after I came back from an ankle sprain, Santi left.
Yeah.
With an ankle sprain. So it's been unfortunate, but at the same time, it's encouraging because we have still been very successful without having our full team back. I think once we get everybody back, then honestly, we'll have to figure that out because it's hard. We have a really deep team.
Yeah.
That's been honestly the part that's been really great, but also it's interesting. Like, anybody can play a bunch one night and the next night hardly at all. And had that, especially with the bigs. It just depends on the lineup. But with all the options we have, it's really good because teams have to scout for a lot of different things that we do.
It's a great problem.
Well, it's
a great
awesome.
problem to have.
It's totally awesome having you here. Jay Huff, center for the Memphis Grizzlies. New Memphian, you're getting settled into the city now. We appreciate having you here, and we want to keep seeing those threes, and those reverse dunks are pretty cool.
I'm working on it. I haven't had one in a while.
Oh yeah, you need to get them to set you up.
I know. Every time I don't, like one of you guys will ask me, like, "When's next? When are you gonna do a reverse dunk again?" Like everybody's wondering. People are upset. I'm sorry. Like,
well, now you got guys. Now you got
people
guys
are scouting it now.
You got guys.
You got guys taking over now.
Yeah.
Jalen did a reverse dunk on a road trip.
In honor.
And he looked
Santi's still in there.
No, Santi started it honestly, but nobody remembers him for that.
Oh, wait a minute.
We want American reverse dunks here.
Okay, all right. We're gonna keep it
Ja
local,
had
but
his,
we
so
appreciate.
Ja does. Yeah, that's fair.
Well, Ja's got the reverse jackknife, so
Yeah.
you pull off one of those, we'll definitely,
he got it. He got it.
we
No,
will invite you back.
I'll do a 360 layup on a fast break. Actually, I did a 360 layup in the G League last year.
Oh, he did.
I did. Somebody can find the footage somewhere,
find
but
this.
we might have to put it side by side.
Nowhere
Near as cool. I think mine was.
John's got 50 million views, though. John's got 50 million views.
Now, how many
man.
would Jay Huff get? 3, 4,
Probably 50.
and counting.
Yeah,
Jay, appreciate
51.
it, Thank you coming in.
Appreciate
And he was
Yeah.
G
on the
League
court.
Defensive Player of the Year last year.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
that's
So
correct.
we talking about dunks and threes.
2 years ago.
2 years ago. Yeah,
Yep.
2 years ago.
Oh, here, stand up. Stand up. We can do this in the camera.
Ah, he's off the screen. His neck is cut off.
Look, I can't even. Let me see. Let me stand in
Yeah,
front.
wait. Here we go.
This is how tall he is compared to me. All right, I'm 5'11". I play defense. Now he's slumping a little bit.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Here we go.
It. All right, there you go. Now, see,
There you
I
go.
can block that. I got that. You unpack that stuff. Oh, it's gone. Get out.
7 foot Jarvis
All right,
Greer in the
appreciate
building.
you, bro. Come on.
Appreciate you guys.
Thank you, man. Have fun on the court.
All right.
Good. As he makes the rounds here with everybody, you just saw Big Jay Huff for the Memphis Grizzlies. He's heading back home right now.
Look at the screen.
Oh, yeah.
What?
Late. Last game of the second.
Oh, there it is. Yes,
Oh, we
sir.
found it.
We found it.
Hey, he gets some more screen time. Come back
One more
in.
time. One more.
Come back around.
Get back over here.
He wasn't looking at the rim. He wasn't looking at the
It's
rim.
not that hard.
Last game of
It
the
is
second.
Everyone's all impressed with Ja doing that.
Transition.
Like, it's not.
Fielded by
Process today.
No,
Is there
there
any thought?
There was not a
Oh,
single thought
my.
in my head at the time.
Last game of the second.
Man,
Transition.
It just comes natural.
I'm probably gonna get fouled.
it was routine.
I'm going the wrong way. All right, we'll see.
There you go. That's the kind of players we have with the Memphis Grizzlies.
There you go.
Guys that can improvise.
There you go.
All right, thank you, Jay Huff. We appreciate it. Now that.